Hey guys, welcome back to this week's episode. So for this week, we have something very interesting. I don't know if you guys watched the show, was it Unsolved Mysteries?
Yeah, it's usually playing
Or
on
Unexplained
TV.
Mysteries or
Yeah,
something like that.
you'll find different variations of it. But today we wanted to bring that same topic to you all, Unexplained.
Before we continue,
true.
hit like and subscribe if you have not done so already.
Okay, we try videos like this every single week. So I figured we should do a segment on unexplained mysteries of wonders.
Yeah.
Things that happen to us in our life that we may not necessarily have a scientific explanation for it, right?
Exactly.
But we just gotta go with our intuition and our gut here.
Okay, because there aren't explanations for everything, hence the name Unexplained. So we're going to share a couple unexplained stories with us, and that kind of will give you some insight and background as far as, you know, why we think the way we do and, you know, the lifestyle we're from and etc.
Yeah.
Did you want to start or?
Okay, so one on the top of my mind that I'm thinking of is when we all, or she and all my other sisters and my mom, we all went on a family trip internationally. Like, it was like our first full family international trip, and it was in Costa Rica.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did a car rental, so we were driving from one city to the next, and that day that we were driving, you were driving.
Oh yeah.
It was
terrifying.
Horrible weather, and yeah, you guys may not have been to Costa Rica, but as with any international or other countries, the roads aren't as paved, so it was a lot of drenches, a lot of like dirt roads, a huge
slippery,
potholes, kind of like muddy terrain. And the GPS we were following, Google Maps, my goodness,
does not work in all countries.
We were holding on to our dear life, but it had us turn into this roadway that was not even a road
at all.
But it was like, turn here. So we're like, well, we got no choice. We got to turn, right? We're like basically an hour into a drive at this point, and it started pouring rain, like really bad. So we were going driving, and then there comes like this big, basically gapway where we're like muddy, slippery. Like, we knew, oh my goodness, well, if we go in there, like, the car may not
stuck.
Yeah,
you may not get out.
We're not be, but it's like, but on the other side, the clear and sunny road.
And we're like, well, we can get over there.
We have to, right? So you start driving, and then we're basically halfway in through that, we're stuck, and we're like, oh crap, we're stuck in this middle of nowhere. No, basically one to call, and we're like, we're just all girls. My mom was already like, oh my God, what
praying.
We gonna do, right? So we just turn around, out of nowhere, this man comes up out of nowhere. Let me tell you, because this is not even a road. So it's kind of like, what are you even doing
Where
here?
you come from, right?
With his truck, and he single-handedly helped us get rid of the rental we were using at the time.
Out the mud.
Out of nowhere. And he was just like, he didn't even know how to speak our language. It was Spanish. We knew a little bit of Spanish, but it was kind of like, back and forth, we were doing that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so he pulled us out. And we're like so grateful at this point because it's been hours. And so we're like, oh, here's some money. So we're giving them his money and his currency. And he's like, no. He refused to take it. And I'm just like,
I was like, take the money. You
please.
That's the only way that would make me feel better about this situation.
After wasting your time for such a long amount of time.
Come on. Like, for him to have even seen us there, you had to have been following us. So it's like, how did you even know we were up there? And so
when we pulled out and we got back on following Google Maps, the main way this time, we came out and we were looking for him everywhere. We could not find him. And let me tell you, this place was like isolated. There was like no way you could have turned without us not having to pass that for us to see where he would have gone. Mm-hmm. So to me, it's like one of those mysteries of wonders. One was like, were you a person or a guardian angel? Yeah. Or a spirit guide, because you just never know who you meet out these days, especially when it's just like when you need help the most. So to this day, I just really do think he was a guardian angel, or like even like a spirit guide, because no money, didn't know where you went after that, but saved our life.
Literally helped us and then disappeared. We turned around, you disappeared. Where'd you go that fast?
Okay, so that is one of my best, unknown, unsolved mysteries that just keeps me, wondering, wow, thank you for that.
So that's an interesting story of guardians. Because guardians, another thing, they could be people. You know? And sometimes they're actual spirit guides. But I remember I had an incident when I was younger. And I will not go into the entire story because it is a long story, guys. So many different levels to it. Maybe I'll have a separate segment for that. But so long story short, you know, we lived next door to a witch. Yes, I know I said it, a witch. This was back in Haiti. You know, that's where we grew up. Our childhood, anyway, was spent mostly in Haiti. And at night, you know, I remember certain things would happen that would be unexplained. But the one memorable night was when I woke up and found myself at the bottom of the stairs, you know, wondering if what had happened last night you know, the couple hours prior to that moment was real or a dream, you know. Well, for one, I had to come down to the result that yes, it was real, because how did I end up at the bottom of the stairs? But that's the only thing that keeps me, you know what I mean, holding on. No, this story's real. Like, it happened. Otherwise, I'm thinking like it was a dream, because this is crazy. So, you know, basically the witch entered the, you know, house we were staying at while everybody was sleeping. And I remember I was floating outside of my body, you know, my soul, my spirit, or whatever, believe what you will, floating outside my body. And then as soon as I seen the witch, I was trying to run back into my body, but it did something and it stopped me. It kept me trapped right in between the waking level and the sleeping level, you know, so that I was conscious just enough to know what's going on, but not conscious enough to control my body at that point, because she's doing all the controlling. She was like, oh, get up from the bed, get up. And it's like something about my body could not disobey the demand. So I would just get up, and then she said, you know, go down the stairs. And I'm being dragged toward the stairs, but my feet are not moving, guys. Okay? My feet are not moving. I literally feel like I'm floating. And during the whole time, I'm questioning myself during the process while it's happening. And I'm like, is this happening right now? Like, are my legs floating? Why are they not moving? How am I? And, you know, depending on how my thoughts are spoken, she could hear it. She could hear my thoughts, because we were, I don't know, she was operating from a different realm. And then so she was just like, oh, don't worry, you know, about your feet. Just do what I say. And she's like, throw yourself down the stairs. And I was just like, why would I throw myself down the stairs? Like, I think I will die if I do that. You know, like, I'm a kid, mind you guys. I don't know how old I was, maybe like 5, 6, you know? And I was just like, no, like, I will die if I throw myself down the stairs. Everybody knows that.
Like that.
You know, and the witch was just like, no, like, you won't die. The body might get hurt, but your soul will live on. And I remember thinking, like, the irony of that, because I was young, but not stupid, you know? And even then, the knowledge that I had spiritual-wise, I don't know where it came from, but, like, I kind of already knew that when she said it. And then I remember thinking, well, yeah, duh, like, how stupid do you think I am? Of course the body will die. That's what I'm saying. The body will die. Like, you talk about the soul. Don't worry about the soul right now. Like, but yeah, and eventually I can't resist to her commands, and I do throw myself down the stairs. But I remember kind of trying to hold on. But finally, I rolled all the way down to the bottom of the stairs, and I remember my body being stiff and, you know, just hurt, hard to get up. But she just kept yelling, get up, keep crawling, get up. So I'm crawling because I could barely walk at this point. And then when I get to the door, the gate was like a gate that was in front of our yard in Haiti, in our house. And it was barricaded and everything, but through the creases, if you push hard enough, it could open a little bit, right? So it literally had me pushing my head through the cracks, the creases of the door, trying to push through. And I was just like, oh my goodness, like I can't go through the door. It's locked. And she was just like, break your neck. Like, I remember saying stuff like that to me, break your neck. And I was like, break my neck? Now, a lot of this stuff sounded crazy, but it's just like, even though I'm questioning what she's saying, my body is just listening helplessly, okay? And part of my consciousness was fighting through, trying to stay awake, trying to not bend all the way to her rules because I knew she was trying to kill me. But there was another voice there that was loud that she couldn't hear. And only that voice heard me, and it heard me, and then vice versa. Like, when it spoke, she could not hear it. And then when she spoke, though, he could hear everything. So I'm guessing like that was my guardian, you know what I mean? That was there to help me in that situation, and pretty much told me to not listen to it, gave me my power back, saying that, don't listen, you can fight back with your consciousness and things like that. And then that's what I did. And I will cut the story short because, like I said, a lot happened that night. But then after that, I was able to get back into my body. And then when I woke up, I was literally at the bottom of the stairs. I was out of my bed. You have to walk a long way, and the stairs are not a short flight of stairs to get to the front door. So I'm waking up and I'm like, how the heck did I get here? And, and I could still hear the voice. But at the time, it told me to not worry about it, don't think about it right now, and just quietly go back to bed. Literally, those were the instructions of the voice. And I did just that. Went back to bed, didn't make a peep, didn't make a sound, didn't wake up my mom, because that's the first thing I wanted to do. Yeah. Wake her up, tell her like, yo, this crazy thing just happened to me. Straight to bed. Straight to bed. And I could never forget that happened. And every time when I start to think that, no, that was a dream, then I remember waking up at the bottom of the stairs, like, no, it wasn't a dream. Like, that whole night happened.
Oh my goodness. And we are like full of these, unexplained, wonders,
stories.
Mysteries.
My goodness.
Yeah.
They happen all over our lives. I think there was somewhere else that we went to, I'm not sure, where we got lost and we had some random person help us out or guide us out of the situation. And it was like right when we needed them. Yeah. So weird.
Exactly. Whether it comes in the form of people, of animals. I've been guided by animals as well. So it's just like, what life is just full of these wonderful, stories. And And the thing is, everybody, because we grew up in a family of storytellers where our mom and dad would tell us stories of, the unexplained happening to them. And so we were very much, sensitive to that. And I know a lot of people out there that happens, it happens to them too, but they're desensitized.
Whether you want to acknowledge them or not for what they are, because things like that happen often, like you say, and oftentimes too, we're probably just shrugging them off as something like, oh, that was weird, whatever.
Right.
But if you really stop to think about it, like, wait, that was not supposed to happen. That was out of the ordinary.
Exactly.
That is really strange. What's going on here? We can really pay attention to what else is going on.
Exactly. So we're so curious to know if you guys had any of those unexplained kind of like stories, wonders that you like to share, out of the blue, what happened, right? Drop it in the comments. Definitely let us know. We drop videos like this every single week, okay? So like and subscribe if you have not already. And we'll see you guys next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.